And I invite you now to please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Just kind of a note from the Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You are requested to approach the microphone, state your name for the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chairperson to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and a roll call vote will follow. First item on our agenda is the approval or the amendment of the agenda that has been presented.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to amend the agenda to read the acceptance of a different chart for item number 14 on the employee monthly contribution rates for health insurance. The corrected chart has different numbers of employees from last year. The numbers will change slightly based upon the number of employees that are in each plan.
We got a motion, need a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'd second that.
Motion second. Any discussion on this item? Roll call, please.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Approve the minutes from regular sessions of April 19th, 2016. Item number 3, accept an annual manure management plan update from Corey Eldridge, ID number 65974. This is an annual update report received and placed on file with the following change made to the manure management plan: crop rotation on optimum yields. Number 4, accept annual manure management plan update, Prestige Farms of Iowa, site PI-295 finisher. Annual update report received and placed on file with no changes to their manure management plan. This is a 4-year complete plan update. Item 5, accept annual manure management plan update from Prestige Farms of Iowa, site PI-296 finisher. Annual update report received and placed on file with no changes to the manure management plan. This is a 4-year complete plan update. And number 6, accept annual manure management plan update from Prestige Farms of Iowa, site PI-333 finisher. Annual update report received and placed on file with no changes made to their manure management plan. This is a 4-year complete plan update. And item 7, accept sheriff's quarterly report on 3/16. This is general basic services of $12,307.32. General basic interest in checking of $7.67, and general basic mileage fees of $3,513.54. And number 8 in the consent agenda, approve the mobile band shell agreement for the Marshtown Fireworks Committee, as they have submitted a rental agreement for the mobile band shell to be placed at the Central Iowa Fairgrounds for the Monday, July 4th, 2016 celebration. And number 9, approve the claims as audited and authorize the county auditor and recorder to issue payment of same. The listing of claims paid at this meeting will be included with all claims paid for the month of May. The May list of claims will be part of the first meeting in June. I would entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the consent agenda as printed.
Could you change that to phrase it as amended, please?
What's that in your?
Because we amended the consent agenda.
Okay.
Okay.
We amended the agenda.
I would, Mr. Chairman, I will redo mine. I would move to approve the consent agenda as.
No.
Consent agenda has
The
not been
consent,
changed.
thank you.
Okay.
We already amended it.
Yeah,
We
we amended the agenda, but not the
Entire.
consent agenda. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, so my first motion will stand.
It will, and I apologize for my mistake. I will second that.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. All right, moving on to item number 10, wage and hourly adjustment. Discussion of possible action to adjust hourly wage and work hours to conform with federal law for Veterans Affairs Department. And we had talked about this during our budget hearings and with the Veterans Affairs, basically getting the work time down under the 30-hour mark.
Yes. We have a situation where we need to comply with the federal laws as far as full and part-time employees. Deanne, what number do you want us to go to with that? Because this is just going to be a mathematical formula for number of hours times the wage equals the total. We are not going to be changing the total wages for these individuals, only the number of hours worked, so that we comply with all the federal laws and don't get into a situation where these are considered as full-time employees, because our Veterans Affairs people are all part-time.
Okay, I believe in the budget meeting, what was discussed was to go down to 28 hours.
Okay.
But we just need to adjust their income hourly to stay the same. So their hours of working will be 28 hours under that 30-hour cap, and their wages is
Yeah,
the same.
that was what was discussed in the budget meeting.
And that's
Gross
what we did.
dollars will stay the same.
Yep.
Yes.
So all we're really amending is the amount of hours that they will be working and instructing payroll to adjust that hourly wage so that the new set of hours times the wage equals what their gross pay was currently.
Right, so you guys will have to do the form for that to send down to accounting with that mathematical change for that
Okay.
hourly rate.
Okay.
So you'll need change of status then, okay.
And with going under that 20 hours, is that something that policy needs to be changed also, won't it?
Personnel
think-
policy.
Personnel policy,
Yep.
excuse me.
If that's something that also, and this part of the action is you're trying to do with this,
Well,
That may be a different motion.
because you're talking, this is for the Veterans
Yeah.
Affairs
Okay.
Department,
Yes.
I don't wanna
No.
I see, okay.
Let's not muddy the waters
muddy
too
the
much.
waters with the
but-
personnel
but
policy.
if-
We can always do something in the future if that's something that you
I
guys
think
would like to
that
do.
down the road, it needs to comply with that.
Yes, with all our departments, not just Veterans Affairs, but across the board, so that we don't get into a situation where we're not complying with the federal laws.
And I would probably recommend as well that, even for the Veterans Affairs, if you wanted to put it on another board meeting with the hourly rate times what the hours is, and then that way it's all in the board minutes.
Okay.
All right, I would entertain a motion on this item number 10.
Well, Mr. Chairman, then I would move that we approve the change in the hourly wage adjustment for our Veterans Affairs Department by changing the number of maximum hours worked to 28 hours without changing the gross dollars that they will receive.
All right, we got a motion. Need a second?
I will second that.
And a second. Any further discussion?
I just that we're gonna come back and revisit this again and do the change of status forms, and we can approve that on a future board meeting.
Okay. But we need to have the change of status. We're okay in the change of status right now, aren't we? Because we're taking action on the hourly wage to be increased. I guess we're gonna have to know where they're at now and we're gonna need some numbers.
Yes, we'll be changing the mathematical formula.
And then we'll bring it back. Okay.
But exactly what Bill says here is we're gonna go to the maximum hours of 28 to keep under the federal guidelines for part-time employees. But we're not gonna change the gross. So we are going to increase the dollar per hour by reducing the hours worked.
All right.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. All right, moving to item number 11, Marshall County Employee Health and Prescription Drug Benefit Plan. Discussion and possible action on the renewal of Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield to provide health coverage, administrative services, and stop-loss insurance coverage for Marshall County Employee Health and Prescription Drug Benefit Plan beginning July 1, 2016. And again, this is a renewal for the health and prescription drug benefit plan.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve the renewal with Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield beginning July 1st, 2016, and authorize the chairman to sign the renewal documents.
Mr. Chairman, I'd second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. Item 12, Marshall County Employee Dental Benefit Plan, discussion and action on the July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017, renewal with the Delta Dental Plan of Iowa. Again, another renewal item on our agenda.
Okay, so this is just the same thing we've been doing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna renew it.
We're just
Right.
a renewal.
I just want everyone to
Yeah.
kind of realize we're not pulling out something new here. So, Mr. Chairman, I would move then that we approve and authorize for the chairman to sign the July 1, 2016 through June 30, 2017 renewal of the Delta Dental Plan of Iowa.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. So item number 13, Marshall County Employee Health and Prescription Drug Benefit Plan and Marshall County Employee Dental Benefit Plan, discussion and possible action on setting the monthly rates for fiscal year 2017. And I guess we'll just open it up right now for any discussion.
During the budget time, we took 0% for an increase on the rates for the plan as far as what was levied against for the taxpayer. And these figures are reflective of those rates. They are the same dollar figures as they were the previous year.
Everything was zero. We just zeroed it.
We zeroed for the increase.
I would entertain a motion on this.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve the monthly rates for fiscal year 17 as set out above.
Mr. Chairman, I would second that.
I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. Carried. All right, number 14, non-union employee monthly contribution rates for health insurance for fiscal year 17. Discussion and possible action on setting non-union employee contribution rates for 2017, 7/1/16, as recommended by Bernie Lowe and Associates. Again, we'll just open it up for discussion. This was an item that we had brought up in June of 2015, and it's back on the agenda now for 2016. For the next fiscal year.
Yep, a year ago, we set off the implementation of these rates to give everybody a year to adjust any of their schedules and payments for a one-year piece. This is going to be a slight change for our employees. The single employee that currently gets 100% of their health care covered by the county will contribute $11.76 on a monthly basis towards their health care. That works out to approximately 38 cents a day. The employee plus one dependent will change from $85 per month to $89.24. And the employee with two or more dependents will change from $135 a month to $141.74 a month. In speaking with Bernie Lowe and Associates, these last couple of meetings, we've got some concerns that are coming down the line with, for lack of a better term, I believe he used designer drugs. It's a new series of drugs that are extremely expensive, even though it only affects less than 1% of the population within our plan. That 1% of these designer drugs over the last 3 months has accounted to over $100,000. And will probably be beginning to negatively affect our fund balances in the future. It's just one of those things. It's a fact of life. The wonderful part about the drugs is they are designed to be extremely effective on working with people, so it's tremendous for the individuals that are taking them. They're getting much better much better care. The downside is they're extremely expensive. We're looking at some possible partnering with other institutions as far as containing the costs on these drugs. That's in the planning stages right now. It is something we'll be working with Bernie Lowe and Associates on. But I would recommend that, along with Bernie Lowe's recommendation, that we adopt these figures for employee contributions for our non-union employees. This will bring the contributions for union and non-union in parallel.
For discussion purposes, it was like 0.1% of the total number of people using these designer drugs, but the cost was about 33% of all the drug costs.
It was more than that even.
I thought it was 50-something.
Was it? Okay. I didn't bring my book, but
I just happen to have it.
that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting for people to understand where this thing is going.
It was a very sobering thing, yes.
Yeah.
It is 1% of the prescriptions written allocated to 68%
68. Okay.
of the drug costs for the specialty drugs. These are the drugs that you're seeing in the news where they're saying that the drug companies are taking exorbitant prices on them. I don't know if that's true. I know that it was probably very expensive to acquire those drugs and build them in the first place. But it is what it is. It's just part of what we're going to be living with these new drug costs and other things. But it's really the portion of our healthcare expenses that are probably getting away from us a little bit. Everything else has been contained very nicely.
I think this is just a kickoff of what the healthcare industry is leading to. I kind of seen it from both sides. It's one of those things, we got no choice, we have to do it. They're doing it to us, and it's just gonna, I think it's gonna keep getting worse, but,
Well, I hope it doesn't.
yeah.
We have to keep up. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yep.
I think that's the key.
This is one of the main part of our benefit packages for our people, and we got to do that.
And we have a very rich benefit package from our healthcare contributions. Even going to these increases, we are less than 1/6 of what the averages are across the state of Iowa for employee contributions. It is part of our total benefit package of wage and benefits, but I don't see as we've got much choice on this one.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the non-union employee contribution rates for health insurance for FY17 at the single monthly rate of $11.76, at the employee plus one at $89.24, and employee plus two or more dependents at $141.74.
All right, we got a motion, need a second?
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
And a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Patton,
Yes.
Gravenbauer,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
You threw me on that one.
did I?
Yeah, I was second instead of third.
And I
I'm
hope
just
you're
reading
I
it.
hope you're wrong on your I hope you're wrong on your prediction that these are going to get away from us.
And I said yes, I just heard my name, then I heard you after. All right, moving on to item number 15, the Rose Festival Road Race. Ames Velo, formerly Central Iowa Cycling Club, and Ames Iowa Base Bicycle Racing Club would like to hold a road race in the Bangor, Iowa area on Sunday, June 19th, 2016. This bicycle race would take place on various Marshall County roads. Marshall County Supervisors would agree that this event offers positive benefits to the county and does not present an undue danger to participants and residents, and therefore will cooperate with Ames Velo in their use of the above-named roads on Sunday, June 19th. This is kind of the same thing we've done in the past, and we've always asked our county engineer, Paul Geilenfeld, I guess, to work on it, and maybe you can explain something before we even put it up for a vote.
There's no change to route, or it's the same
Okay.
route that they used for the road race last
doing, I think they're doing one less event. I think last year they did a kind of a back and forth, a time trial mode. But there's no maintenance or construction issues with this route
Okay.
at this time, so should be fine.
You've never had any problems with the group
No,
organization,
I don't think
have
the
you?
sheriff's office has either, right?
Not that I've heard of.
No. I haven't got any negative.
Yeah, I live up in that area, and it seems like it's always going real well. There's been plenty of people managing it, and so I think it'd be a good participation on
Yeah.
our part.
Our contact on this is Scott Wall from over in Ames, and he's always worked very well with both the engineers department and the sheriff's department, and we've never heard any negative things from any of them. I think this is what, the 4th year they've done
I believe
this?
so, yes. All right, I'd entertain a motion on this.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve this memorandum of cooperation and authorize the chairman to sign for the Rose Festival Road Race on Sunday, June 19th, 2016.
Mr. Chairman, I would second that motion.
I've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Patton,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Gravenbauer.
Yes. All right, moving on, item number 16, this is a public forum. This is time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in the public forum. It's open to the public. Chuck, Mike?
Nothing for me.
No, I don't see anybody jumping up to the microphone. At this time, item number 17 is the adjournment. The next regular session is scheduled for May 17, 2016 at 9 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the county auditor and recorder's office or the board of supervisors office by Thursday, May 12, 2016 at 1 p.m. There will be no further business to come before the board. We are adjourned at 9:22.